All right, so this is actually the second workout that I've filmed. I filmed the back day a few days ago, edited it, had it ready to post, and then I realized that I filmed it with my phone vertically and not in landscape mode. So it was like, no good. We can use it for some reels later on down the line, but for now, anyway, this will be the first YouTube video that you guys will see. Just gonna film a quad day here. I'm at a different gym. I decided to switch it up a little bit. I needed something a little bit closer to our apartment, just because it was getting a little bit difficult to get to the gym, taking 45 minutes. Having to sit in the car, kind of getting out of whack, and then having to lock in and focus on the gym. And it's been a big transition all the way around for me, because I was back in the States for like 3 months, and now getting reacclimated to the weather here, and just the schedule and the routine has been extremely difficult. So, yeah, something to ease it for me. I'm going to spend a month here and then decide what I want to do from there. But anyway, yeah, this will be the first YouTube video on the Intent channel. I have several ideas in mind, things that I want to do. So Intent is just my clothing brand that I just came out with. I'm hoping to grow it, hoping to make it something big, something cool in the bodybuilding industry. It has a good meaning. It stands for something. It stands for just being intentional about everything that you do in life, not just the gym. And so, yeah, we're going to just film these videos. We're going to show you how to train, hopefully with some intention. Maybe I can give you guys some tips and some tricks to move forward. But yeah, like I said, quad day here at Racket Club Gym, not far from my apartment, doing a quad day, and we're starting with the adductor machine. So let's get it. All right, so like I mentioned, starting with the adductor machine, using the Silex Classic one here. So I've been kind of having to use different machines in the different gyms that I've been in. Mine back home at Muscle Factory here in Thailand and Bangkok, and then now here at Racket Club we're using a little bit different one. So yeah, anytime we use new machines or different machines, it just takes time to acclimate to them. So just kind of getting the feel for them, how they move. Each machine is a little bit different. So what I'll do is always on my first exercise, I'll take my time warming up. I'll work up in weight very slowly and gradually. I've already done a couple of warm-up sets here, and then I'm going to try to use the set to kind of break down the form as to what I do. And then hopefully on the next one, we'll be recording a working set, which is just giving everything I got for 12 to 15 reps and then seeing where we end up. So anyway, I try to set the adduction machine pretty wide. Obviously, I scoop my legs in as much as I can, and then use my arms to like get me in the rest of the way. But what I like to think about here, I feel like sometimes people forget that on adductions, you do want to open your hips up as much as possible without your hips tilting forward. So draw your stomach in whenever you do these. Typically, machines have handles on the side. Brace yourself down. That way the weight doesn't pull you in or out. And then, like I said, trying to squeeze as wide as you can. Close, control coming back out, and then squeeze back in. So like I said, here, probably do another touch set. Feels pretty good, probably like 8 to 10 reps. And then I think on the next one, we'll do our working set of 12 to 15. So that's 4, 5, 6, do a couple more, 7, one more. 8. Getting in and out of those are always so fun, especially when you don't have pants on and your legs sticking to the pad. But yeah, so again, just to recap the form there, trying to get a good squeeze every time, squeezing through with control, not just throwing the weight up and clapping your legs together. What I like to think about is pushing my knees to touch through the pads, and then when I open up, I try to control, give a little bit of pause on the back end so I'm not using the rebound effect of my muscles to squeeze it back up, and then just, again, controlling the whole movement. So next set, we'll do 12 to 15, and we'll do the working weight. And so, like I said, the working weight is just going to be as many reps as you can, 12 to 15, trying to land somewhere in that range, and then making sure the form stays tight all the way throughout, and it should be full effort on this set, trying to make sure that whatever rep between 12 to 15 you end up at is the last possible rep you can get. And then what we'll do after that is we'll drop the weight down and do another set, try to get the same reps. So, cool. We're working. All right, so first working set. Got the weight on 17 here. We'll do our typical struggle to get in this thing. And like I said, trying to keep control throughout the movement. Think about knees pushing together through the pads at the top. Control, 1, 2, 3 on the way back. Try not to bounce in and out of the bottom to squeeze it back forward. Stomach nice and tight. keep the hips nice and stable, brace ourselves in, and then just train with intention. So just have a purpose behind what we're doing, and knocking out every rep in that way. And then obviously that adds up to a really good set. So that's what we're going to try to get here with this one. Let's lock in. Oh my God. All right, so this will be our last set on the adductor. So typically what I'll do is I'll do what's called a back off set, just dropping the weight a little bit. Depending on what you want to do, you can change your rep range, but for this particular machine, I keep it the same. So basically what I'll do is I'll drop it 3 plates, and then I'll just try to get the same reps, 12 to 15. I think on the last set I got 13 and a half. So if I can match it with 13 and a half here, I'll be pretty happy. Even if I hit 11 or 12, I'd be okay with that as well. So keep all the same principles. It gets really easy when the weight gets lighter to want to just swing it around a little bit more, but we want to have the same control, the same intention, the same purpose throughout the whole training session, throughout every rep. So it does get hard to do. That's not to say you're not going to get sloppy. That's not to say you're not going to throw some weight around every once in a while. But especially on our first movement, especially on things that are extremely braced and controlled, we want to make sure that we do a good job of that. And so we'll try to carry out that theme throughout the workout. Like I said, there will be some times that we'll crank some weight, we'll crank some reps, but for now, I'm going to try to keep it nice and clean, and then just train to failure, get as much as we can out of this particular exercise. So getting back in again. Same deal here. All right, so second exercise, and I know a lot of people like to go into maybe a leg press or a leg extension before they go straight to squats. I actually feel pretty good after I do adductors. Nice and warm, hips are good. The knees here will warm up as I get acclimated to the warm-up weight, working up throughout the sets. So yeah, typically what I'll do on squats, since it's still early in the workout, I'm not touching a leg extension or something else first. I'll go, I'll do the bar, right, to warm up. Got some body weight, obviously, for some squats, 10 reps. Go 1 plate per side, probably do 8 reps. Plate and a quarter, probably 6 reps. 2 plates, probably 6 reps. 2 and a quarter, 4 or 5 reps. And then just depending on how I'm feeling on that day, I haven't done these in so long, so I really don't know what it's going to look like as far as the weight goes. Like I said, it's a new gym, figuring it out. So I'm thinking 3 plates, 3 and a quarter. So if I end up at 3 and a quarter, I'll touch 3 plates for like 2, 3 reps. And then 3 and a quarter will be my working set where I'm trying to get 8 to 10 reps. And so, yeah, anyway, I just wanted to explain how that was going to work as far as working up in weight and as far as how the reps will land. But a couple of leg day tricks that I want to give to you guys. Tiger bomb. Always use a little bit on my knees. It just kind of helps them feel more warm, get some blood flowing to them. Obviously helps the joints out a little bit. You can use icy hot. biofreeze, things like that. There's other stuff on the market like Butcher Balm that you can use as well. So I'll just rub this in really good. And then secondly, I like to use knee sleeves. Obviously, these are a game changer. If you know, you know. You can also do wraps. But yeah, as you get more advanced in your lifting, obviously a lot of the protection of your joints comes from lifting with good form, making sure you're not overextending on the amount of weight you're using. But then second is going to be your accessories, like a lifting belt. Things like knee sleeves that will help you kind of, for me, it's almost like a hug. Like, when you're feeling bad, having a bad day, and someone just comes up and gives you a hug or a pat on the back, you're just like, man, like I needed that. This kind of for me is like that safety net where it's like, dang, I know I can move this weight. I know I'm strong. I know I feel good. But this is just that hug around my knees that they need in order for me to be extra comfortable. So a couple tips for you today. I'll show you a couple warm-up sets, and then we'll get the working set. And obviously, I'll give you a breakdown on the form as well, and we'll go from there. Cool. All right, so I had to zoom out a little bit to be able to get the angle from the front here. But yeah, so this is my third warm-up set, 2 plates. I'm going to do for 5-6 reps. So basically what I'm doing here, I guess I'm getting lucky today. I'm able to actually hold the bar. So I do mine a little bit wider because my hand's a little bit wider when I'm holding the bar. But whenever I do these, I try to put the bar right on my traps so that I can stay as upright with my torso as possible. You are able to put it lower on your back. That's just going to give you more of a forward lean, and that'll activate a little bit more glutes and hamstrings. But yeah, like I said, I want to stay as upright as possible because I want to smash into my quads as much as I can. So when I'm doing these, I'm thinking about having my hip width apart. So my head's going to be cut off here a little bit, but I'll try to stay in the shot as much as possible. So center myself on the bar, arms out wide. I'll set my feet so I don't waste any energy taking extra steps. Okay, once I feel in a good comfortable spot, stand up with the bar, turn the weight back, and then all I'm thinking about here is I like to tuck my hips in, stomach in, big deep breath, in, get down to the bottom, squish my hamstrings into my calves, blow the air out, and then repeat. Cool. So just like I said, smushing hamstrings into the calves, stomach nice and tight every time I come down, trying to keep my feet flat on the ground, driving through whenever I push up, blowing that air out, keeping the stomach tight, and then just controlling on the way down and not letting myself bounce in and out of the hole. So next set, like I said, I like to let myself feel the weight. I like to let my joints know what we're doing. And then the next set, I'll get my knee sleeves on. And then probably the next to last set, I'll put a belt on as well. So that way I can get a little bit more out of it, maybe drive a little bit more weight. So pretty good warm-up set. We'll add a quarter. I'll touch that. And then I'll see you guys again on the working set here. So I thought about being toxic and doing something I wouldn't recommend to anybody, which is jump a whole plate per side for the next set. But luckily for me, I couldn't find another 20 kg plate, so we'll just add a 10 kg and go from there. So this is a little bit less than the equivalent of 3.25, I believe. But like I mentioned before the last set, trying for 7-8 reps here. Going to make them as good as the last ones if we can. Just be very consistent across the board. Don't let the weight throw you out of whack, thinking you got to push it or you got to reach a certain number. Focus more on doing it better, quality over quantity, and then quantity will come with quality as you go through these sessions and progressions each week. So again, about 3.25. I'm scared because that last one wasn't like heavy, but it takes a lot out of you to do these big sets. But anyway, I always recommend take your time, catch your breath, sip water, sip intra-workout before you get ready for your next set. So here we go. Like I said, 7-8 reps will be awesome. Keeping the performance the same throughout. There we go. Oh my God, that hurt. Oh. Okay. That was tough. We got that now. Those last 2 sets were tough, especially that last rep on that squat machine. But something that I've really enjoyed doing that is extremely challenging is going straight from a squat, whether it be barbell, safety bar, Smith, even like a Rogers power squat, and then going straight into a hack. Just test your metal. And although my quads aren't the best, they've grown a lot just in the last 6 months, 5 months. I took a year off of training and picked back up in June. So June, July, August, September, and then not even 5 months. They've already grown so much just because of the beat down I'm giving them once every 7 to 8 days on these days. So yeah, we're gonna play with the hack, Cybex hack. Haven't used one of these in a minute. I'm not really sure what I'm wanting here. What I want to feel is my outer thighs, my sweep working a little bit more. So I'll probably play with the foot position a little bit. I'm going to start out wider because I do tend to feel it a little bit more on a stable machine like this on the outside whenever I'm a little bit wider with my toes out. So we're going to give that a shot. Same thing as before. Same control out of the bottom, control on the way down, and then just try to explode up and get a good squeeze. Typically what I'll do is I'll try to keep this in the top 75, 80, bottom 75, 80%. I don't usually lock my legs out unless I'm taking a few seconds in between reps. So yeah, let's give this a shot. So feet on the platform, down low, shoulders locked in nice and tight. With this particular machine, 2 handles here, turn them out, brace here. And then what I like to do whenever I'm doing this, I'll keep my head up and then I'll drive my elbows upward as well. Not to where I'm pushing the weight off of me, but where I'm staying nice and stable and almost like in a front squat position so that I can keep my torso upright. So almost the same cues as before where I'm coming down, I'm bracing into the pad, eyes upward. Middle school coach told me one time, look where you want to go. So I'll look up because I want to go up. That doesn't mean I don't look down every once in a while. I want to look up. When I come down, again, hips forward, stomach in, dropping down into the squat, letting my knees travel forward, all the way down, dig back out, see how I don't walk out, and then repeat. So same as before, we'll kind of do like a ish reps here. So for me, ankle's feeling a little bit weird there. So I'm going to come up just a tad. And I'm probably going to close in a little bit too on my next set. So a couple more warm-up set, and then we'll work. Right, first working set on the hack. Built it up. It's going 8 to 10 here, trying to get 8. See where we end up. Do the same control all the way down. Try to hit the bottom nice and smooth. Maybe a little bit less of a pause than on the Smith. Trying to just get in, out. Nice little rhythm. Keeping that same 70-80% at the top, and then going from there. So, see what we got. All right, man. Whew, the last one took it out of me again, but it was a good set. I think I got 10. I had the little camera clicker in my pocket, and it froze the video like 3 times. So whatever. I'm pretty sure it was 10. Anyway, I think that was more than last week. So okay. So back off set. Drop the plate off of each side. So now we're getting in to the portion of the quad workout where I'm doing a little bit more reps as opposed to pushing the weight. So what we're doing, trying to get 12, 15. I'm going to do a little bit more of a pause. Maybe like a quick pause, 1, up, as opposed to get down to the bottom and out. So it's down, pause, 1, up, instead of out of the bottom, in and out. So like I said, 12, 15 reps, try to keep it the same foot placement, same control coming down, same core bracing, and see where we end up. So yeah, I'm going to take a little hit of my Thai ammonia. It's just an inhaler. It's kind of like Vicks, smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. If you know, you know. If you're Hispanic, you definitely know. So it just opens up the airways really good. Get these knee sleeves up. I'm already belted up. I'll knock this set out, 12, 15. Okay, that was super toxic. Just want to get a couple more reps. Still did 15 breaths. Rest pause. Okay. Thought a little too highly of myself getting into this one. So what we'll do, like I said, last couple exercises are more about reps. Still wanting to control everything. Good squeeze, good stretch. So what we're gonna do here is we're aiming for 15. I've already done one set. We're gonna do two more sets, and on the last set we'll do a drop set. So this will be the second set of 15. Whenever I'm doing these, I try to get as much of a stretch as I can on the back end without letting the weight touch the stack. And then when I come up, I try to get a good controlled squeeze. I might be explosive every once in a while, but I'll try to slow it down as I get to the top and then squeeze the contraction. And then repeat that for hopefully all 15 reps. So we're trying not to speed it up at all, but for the sake of getting 15, what we'll do is we'll do partials. So towards the end, let's say I did 12 and I'm starting to get tired, I might do 3 or 4 really controlled reps, kind of like this, to finish out and hit my number. So here we go. Let's work on this. All right, so this will be my last exercise for today. Typically, I try to finish with some walk-in lunges or something single side, uh, split squats or something, but I've got about 15 minutes to get out of here. I've got to knock out 2 sets, and I have to do some calves because those are also lagging, and we need to hit them. So anyway, Cybex leg press, I've got it on the lowest setting. For those of you that don't know, both the OG and the new kind, MK1 and 2 both have a handle, a little string underneath the seat. You can pull it up, drop the seat back a notch or lift it up. For quad days, I like to have it back. I don't usually do leg press on hamstring days, but that would be the more ideal position on those days where you're a little bit more upright. So feet super low on the pad. I'll show the next working set on this side. And so basically all I'm going to try to do here is just 15 to 20 piston reps where I'm just boom, 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 trying to keep the pace all throughout the set. So here we go. Like I said, feet low, control coming in, as much depth as we can get, and then drive out of there. 15, 20 reps, just pistoning out. So. my god. Calves. Probably gonna be late to dinner, but whatever. Woo, here we go. Let's knock it out.